The end of the two-day Northwest Peace and Security Summit, a committee with membership from the 7 Northwest states has been set up to come up with an action plan to tackle the spate of insecurity in the region within the next 10 days. Security experts on the program commended the initiative and noted that if there is political will and drive to implement the recommendations from the summit, insecurity will be addressed within the next 6 months.
More importantly, which I found really interesting, is the fact that the responsibility component would also be indicated in the report and in the action plan. In other words, the stakeholders that were brought together, who among them would have responsibility for implementing what. In other words, a guideline for the implementation of the resolutions of the conference will be contained in that report.
That I believe in the outcome of the summit, having a short communique, having a committee set up, given 3 weeks to come up with a framework and the strategy for implementation. And I expect that strategy to include time frame for each activity identified and to have expected outcome.
Speaking from a point of experience, some of the guests were emphatic that the root cause of banditry in the Northwest stems from exclusion and vacuum in governance. They advised government to include in their action plan rapprochement policies, explore non-kinetic measures, census, and harmonization of federal and state government institutions as an approach to tackling insecurity issues in the region. Ultimately, they insisted that state governors should recommit to inclusive governance and be accountable.
That in the field engagement of coordinating security, the governors have a higher stake. You saw on television recently, one governor complaining about all the federal security available to him, how he could not use them. You could have asked him, how has he been using his security vote?
The guests also added that the local governments must be allowed to function independently.